Let's be honest and let's be precise. The Kansas City Chiefs are not fine. They're not coasting, and this is not just another regular season lull that magically disappears once January arrives. What we're watching this season is far more dangerous than a bad record. It's complacency colliding with reality. Because dynasties rarely collapse in dramatic fashion, they don't implode overnight, they deteriorate quietly, while everyone assumes pedigree will solve structural problems. Yes, they still have Patrick Mahomes. Yes, they still have Andy Reid. But dynasties do not end when the stars leave. They end when the league catches up. And this organization is failing to stay ahead. And that process has already begun in Kansas City. For 1 second, let's just strip away the branding, ignore the Super Bowl banners, forget the reputation. Let's just watch the games. Does this look like a team to you that controls outcomes? Hell fuck no. Because championship teams dictate tempo. They force opponents to abandon game plans, they apply pressure early on and remove hope quickly, and this is just not what the Chiefs do anymore. Instead, they like to linger. They allow inferior teams to stay competitive, they rely on late game execution rather than sustained dominance, and the numbers quietly back this theory up. The Chiefs' average margin of victory has shrunk significantly compared to their peak years. They're winning, but barely, and historically Super Bowl teams do not live on one-score games. Close games feel dramatic, but over time they reveal instability. That doesn't make the Chiefs bad, but it makes them extremely vulnerable. But at the same time, let's not forget, there was a time where the Chiefs' offense completely warped the whole football field. Defenses played scared, safety stayed deep, cornerbacks gave excessive cushion. Every snap carried the threat of instant damage. That gravitational pull is completely gone now. Defenses are now comfortable playing Kansas City aggressively. They press receivers at the line, they disguise coverages, they dare the Chiefs to sustain long methodical drives, and that's where the stats reinforce the eye test. In previous seasons, Kansas City ranked near the top of the league in explosive plays, passes of 20 yards or more that flip games instantly. This season, they fall into the middle of the pack. And honestly, bro, this is a huge defensive advantage. When defenses don't fear getting punished over top, they play faster, tighter, and more confidently. And that's exactly what we're seeing week in and week out. And let's be clear before this gets misunderstood. Patrick Mahomes is still the most talented quarterback in all of football, but this isn't a decline narrative I'm making right now. This is a huge dependency issue I'm talking about. Mahomes' raw numbers remain strong because they have to. But his role has changed. His time outside the pocket has increased, his scramble rate is higher, and a large percentage of offensive success now comes after the play breaks down. That's not evolution, that's compensation. Mahomes isn't operating within a system anymore, he is the system. And when your quarterback becomes a solution to every inefficiency, the entire operation becomes fragile. The Chiefs aren't maximizing Mahomes, they're relying on him, and there's a freaking difference. At some point, honesty becomes unavoidable. The Chiefs' receiver room is a liability. Routes lack consistency, timing is unreliable, and separation is inconsistent at best. Statistically, Kansas City receivers rank near the bottom of the league in separation created per route. That's not a quarterback issue, that's a structural one, and you can see it in Mahomes' body language. The hesitation, the extra hitch, the moments where anticipation used to replace confirmation. At the NFL level, hesitation kills offenses. Quarterback-receiver chemistry is not a luxury, it's foundational, and right now that foundation is completely unstable. Then here's the scary part. This isn't even a collapse yet. Andy Reid is a Hall of Fame coach, but legacy does not equal innovation. For years, his offense set the standard. Now, it is the standard. Defensive coordinators have spent seasons dissecting every tendency, every concept, every counter. The motion doesn't surprise defenses anymore. The misdirection doesn't confuse them anymore. Their creativity feels familiar, not threatening, and you can see it in the situational numbers. Kansas City third down efficiency and red zone success are no longer elite. They're respectable, yeah, and respectable isn't enough when you're supposed to dictate the league. The Chiefs have gone from innovators to reference points, and once you become the reference point, stagnation becomes dangerous. Dynasties do not vanish, they erode. Historically, the signs are always the same. Offensive efficiency slips before the record does, explosive plays disappear before playoff exits happen, and reliance on superstar improvisation increase right before the window closes. The Chiefs check every one of these boxes. They're still competitive, they're still dangerous, but they are no longer inevitable. And in the NFL, inevitability is the difference between dominance and decline. The moment you stop dictating the league replaces you, bro. Your local Chiefs fan is going to be like, man, this is an overreaction. That's understandable, but that's what every fan base believes until the window closes. So the question isn't whether Kansas City is still good, the question is whether this version of the Chiefs is still built to last. Let me know what you think, argue it out in the comments, and if you enjoy football content that's meant to be watched, not skimmed, hit the subscribe button, and I'll see you next time. This was JujuVerse.